So down here, we have a couple of treasure chests. These guys we're going to be seeing throughout the game, or throughout this level, I mean, not throughout the game. And they always have useful items. Sometimes they're collectible items, things like notes or feathers and eggs, but other times they're more valuable things. So we're going to want to keep our eyes out for those guys. Now up here, I believe it's just feathers, yes. So we go ahead and ignore those feathers. I believe this treasure chest just has eggs, or no, feathers again in it, and we're going to head ahead and cross here. There's an extra life down there in the water, but again, we're risking Snacker's wrath by jumping in the water with him. So we're just going to ignore it and head up this way. Sort of a spiral mountain light here as we climb. My guess is this is probably a lighthouse at some point, but I'm not sure. It's never really explained. And up here, we have two things. We have a flight pad, and we also have an X on the ground. We can follow the clues to find a treasure chest. We could fly, but we're not going to. Oh, Snacker's coming. Let's go ahead and jump up here. Now, we have two ways we can go. We can go up, or we can go around. Let's go around first. We can go up later. Going around, again, we're going to be taking our lives into our hands by jumping on boxes and trying to avoid Snacker. But, it's a necessary risk, because we have to get up here, and there is something important for us up here. So go ahead and get across here. There's lots of eggs. Again, you're never really in risk of running out of eggs if you're really looking to, collect stuff like I am. You're never really in risk of ever completely running out of eggs. There's a Jiggy here. And there's also, if I remember correctly, something else that's important. Now, that's one thing about Snacker, is that he has varying dialogue depending on how many times you jumped in. Ah, there we go. I knew there was a honeycomb pizza around here somewhere. Ouch. One thing is that after he bites you once, he's a catch and release predator, so after he bites you once, he'll swim away. But he will come back, so you have to be quick if you're going after something underwater like we are here. So... And unlike Mario 64, your health and your air are completely different meters, meaning that, yeah, we're going to have to recollect honeycomb just to make up for the lost health that we just, lost. But it's not that hard. Again, you can stay out of the water for the most part, avoid Snacker, and just kind of keep out of his way. Just to keep him losing too much health. Now that we're back here, I'm going ahead and jumping up here. This whole area, this whole level is shaped like a circle. So if it feels like we're going in circles and we're back where we started, we are. So we can go ahead and fix up Leaky here. So he wants us to block the hole that he has so that he can drain some water for us. To do that, we actually have to put eggs in, but unfortunately, if you try to do it this way, it doesn't work. So you have to do it this way, from behind. Awkward mechanic, never very useful unless you have to fire an eggs at a downward angle, and the only time you have to do that, it definitely doesn't come off as forced at all. Now this area is an extremely important area in this game, not just for getting a Jiggy, but also for more meta purposes, I suppose you could say. Let's go ahead and head inside. This is the sand castle. Inside here, there's this nasty little dark crab. Interestingly enough, he rhymes his dialogue just like Grunty does, so I don't know if he's related to Grunty in some way, or if he's like the evil leader of the crabs in this level, or what. But basically, to solve the puzzle, it's fairly simple. All we have to do is spell out Banjo Kazooie on the floor. Who says games aren't educational? This one teaches you how to spell. How about that? You can't get this kind of education in school, kids. You have to play video games. Oops, I missed the N. I thought I was skipping ahead a little bit far. B-A-N-J... Oh, this isn't a difficult puzzle. I kind of know vaguely where the letters are. Yeah, I thought the K was down here. But you can only press each letter once. So, like, I already have an A pressed, so I have to go and look for another A. A... Z... Here... And then two O's, O here. O here. and then I here, and then E right over here. No problem. So then basically what happens is the door opens up, and then the little crab guy comes out, and he tries to fight you. He does, I believe he has a little bit more health than most crabs do in this area, but you can kill him the same way you kill the others, just by slamming on him a couple of times, and then he goes down. Not difficult at all. And then to grab you the Jiggy, all you have to do is backflip. Now the reason this area is important is because... Oop, I just bumped my mic. I don't know if you guys heard that, but yeah, the reason this area is important is because since there is a full alphabet, or not a full alphabet, but pretty much a full alphabet here on the floor that you can spell out, this is where the cheat codes for this game actually get entered. Or at least the actual cheat codes, not just like in-game rewards for things. That's the thing, is that Banjo Kazooie and Banjo Tooie both kind of blur the line in between cheat and in-game feature. That's areas where you enter both, I suppose you could say. Legitimate cheats and ones that are just in-game features. So let's that's the area that we need to go. So let's go ahead and head back that way by crossing this area here. This isn't necessarily an unnecessary area. It's not useful, but snacker. But yeah, there is a Mumbo token here that we need to grab as well. One thing is that I believe, I want to say that there's only enough Mumbo tokens in this game to do every transformation. Like, you have to collect every Mumbo token, but I'm not sure if that's correct. I'm honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think that is. I think this game, they actually give you a bit of leeway with all of the items so that you don't have to collect all the notes or all of the jiggies or all of the anything else to actually complete the game, but to get 100% you do. So there's a couple more Mumbo tokens in here, and actually there is no Mumbo in this course. The Mumbo isn't in every course, but his Mumbo token requirements go up quite a bit between courses. Like the last time it was 5, correct? Next time it'll probably be somewhere closer to 7 or maybe even 8. So actually getting Mumbo to do, actually having Mumbo do stuff gets more and more expensive, meaning that you have to have collected the Jiggy, or the Mumbo tokens from the intervening levels in between each level that he's actually in. So we can go ahead and grab another Jiggy there from the deep pond, and go ahead and head out this way on this little outcropping. And this is this area where we jumped in the water with Snacker the first time to get that honeycomb piece. Now here, very tip of the ledge, is a Jinjo. And you can see there's actually another red X out on the ground there. That's, after we slammed the first X, that X appeared. And then by slamming that X, we'll make another one appear, and so on until we actually get to where the treasure is. That's what the treasure hunt mechanic basically is. Now, aside from the crabs and the clams, we actually have another enemy in this level, mines. These guys are going to be coming into this game a few times, and these guys aren't that much of a threat. They can only get you if you're on the surface of the water. There's a Mumbo token down here. But they do have a tendency to chase you. They're more tenacious than most enemies in this game, and they do also have a tendency to explode. So one thing you can do is to lure them over to the side of the water here, and then kind of spit eggs at them to either draw them back or just make them detonate. So let's go ahead and slam this X here. Boom. Now we could fly, but we're actually missing out on some stuff by not just walking to where the next X is. So let's go ahead and head down here. There's another treasure chest here that I believe has something important in it for us. No, just eggs. Ah, yeah, that's the one thing, is that the treasure chests, since those teeth aren't just for show, they do actually hurt you if you get caught on them. So you have to be kind of careful jumping in and around them. So we can head across here and hit this X here after collecting some more notes. And again, it points you in the direction of the next X. So it's interesting to think, in this game, just like in Diddy Kong Racing and in other games, pretty much everything in this game has a face. They're all sentient. Like the treasure chests, the mines, everything like that, they're all sentient. It's weird to think about. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to fly. We could not fly to get to the next place, but it's actually definitely easier to fly. So, basically, to gain altitude, you have to press A to use a red feather. Otherwise, you kind of slowly drift downwards. Ah. Go away. Alright, and then up here is the next red X, but by slamming this one, it doesn't tell us where the next one is. Which actually isn't that far away. Let me just grab these notes and I'll show you where it's at. It's right down there. So, that's where the treasure is. It's right down there on that little sandbar, but we couldn't have reached it unless we followed all of the treasure marks, I guess you could call them, X's, around the level. So, kill the crab, stomp on this X, and cause a treasure chest to appear. And again, the treasure chest is sentient. He doesn't want to be open. That's why he tried to trick us. But we still have to open it, so we need the Jiggy that's inside. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Here we go. We'll go ahead and head off this direction. And Talon trot our way across the sand up towards the pirate ship again, because this is the easiest flying pad to reach, and we're actually going to need to use flying to be able to get to the next area. So let's go ahead and take to the skies. Okay, so there's something, I believe there's something to the left and something to the right here. Yeah, so we're actually going to want to go to the left here first, because this treasure chest has a Jiggy in it. And this is the only treasure chest, even though they're all sentient, this is the only one that talks. He basically tells us this is Grunty's treasure, but I grabbed it anyway, so meh. Oh yeah, and this game breaks the fourth wall a lot, so expect that. Like, Bottle's blatantly teaching you moves that correspond to buttons. Grunty referring to this whole thing as a game. There's a Mumbo token I missed, actually. I meant to grab this one. I guess I just forgot when I was originally here. But yeah, that's what I mean, that this game really makes you search every nook and cranny. And you have to look everywhere for everything, because there's stuff literally hidden in every crevice of every level. Very similar to Donkey Kong. It's just that I think the thing about Donkey Kong is that a lot of people don't like it because the levels are so much bigger that it feels like much more of a chore to search. In this game, the levels are a lot smaller, so even though you're still looking everywhere, it's not as everywhere isn't as big. So there's a couple of munchers up here, which I'm just going to avoid. They're not worth fighting. There's something else I want to find, though. There it is. There's a tree over here with the last Jinjo in it. I believe this is the last Jinjo. Yes. And now we can make like Donkey Kong and scale the mountain. Or actually, just make like us, actually. Because, honestly, we've scaled... This is the third spiral thing we've scaled in this game. And the second in this level. Get off. I hate those guys. Those enemies are really annoying. They're not, like, dangerous, but they are annoying as crap. So, okay, there's a shock jump pad here that you can use for a shortcut to climb the mountain, or you can just walk up. It's your call. I don't believe there are any notes on the way up. There are only, like, 8 notes left. So, you can go ahead and slam this Grunty switch. Sends out a Jiggy in the overworld, which we will collect later. And then we can actually open this door. We can use 2 different moves. We can use the Beak Buster, or not the Beak Buster, the Rat-a-tat-tap, or the ZB move. But since the ZB move gets no love, we can just go ahead and use that. Grab another Mumbo token. Our total is now up to 9. And run around here, grab some more notes. We're missing 3. Okay. I'm gonna have to look for those. They're probably on a platform down below that I missed. Grab our final Jiggy. Banjo does his happy dance. And we will head down back to the bottom of the mountain again. Wait, hang on. There's the last 3 notes. I thought there were notes on one of these platforms here, so we can go ahead and grab these. And boom, we're done. That's it. That's it for this level. And also by collecting all 100 notes, I forgot to mention this before, but by collecting all 100 notes, you get a 1-up. So, yeah, that's nice. Now, we could fall from here, but the falling damage that you take in this game is actually cumulative. So, if you fall from a high enough height, you can one-shot yourself. You will literally die instantly the moment you land, depending on how much health you actually have maximum. Ow, that was a mistake. I wasn't trying to dive, I was trying to swim faster. I'm too used to Donkey Kong. But anyway, yeah, we're actually done with this level. We've gotten all the jiggies, we got all the notes, we got everything else. I could enter some cheat codes, but I'm not going to do that. I don't think I'm going to use any actual cheats, at least not in the initial playthrough of this game. I might come back and show some of them later, but for the time being, we're done with Treasure Trove Cove. Whoops. There we go. Before I go, I want to jump up here, or not up here, over here, actually. You can jump on this cannon right here. Polygonal-looking cannon with bad shadows. Jump up here, take this dude out, and jump up here and grab that Jiggy. So this is the third Jiggy we've collected in the overworld. We're already a third done with the Jiggies in the overworld, so... yeah, we're making good progress. We're making good progress indeed.